when we last left off, we were going to go ahead and start building a little factory to automate some of the things that I use on a regular basis, specifically undergroundies and splitters. And so I went ahead and did a little bit of the tedious, just sort of setting up a couple of these little infrastructure things that we're going to need. And the next thing we're going to have to do is figure out how we're going to get the 3 ingredients that we're going to need for those 2 items. Iron plates, transport belts, and circuits, green circuits, in here and into the right place. So nothing too complicated, but we'll go ahead and try to figure that out. All right, let's go ahead and set these first of all. So these are going to be undergrounders. Boop, boop, doobity boop, bap. Sweet. And then these are going to be splitters. So you can see I need a 3 ingredient factory here and a 2 ingredient factory there for the 2 things. And then these should be pretty easily just moved out into here as needed. I might even break these just while we get this started, just because I don't really necessarily need to be filling up these chests right away. You know, this is because I don't really have anywhere for them to go yet. So I'd rather, like, I might make a little, just a little pit stop here where they sort of dump them into some chests, just so I can roll over here and grab them if I need to. A little mall or whatever is obviously coming up soon, but that's probably going to be a minute. So, all right, so here's the trick that always befalls us. We're going to need these 3 items: iron plates, transport belts, and electronic circuits. Electronic circuits are on their own, but then for both factories, we're going to need to combine iron plates and belts. So, how do we want to handle that here? We're sort of a little forced. Actually, I think didn't it force us in the right direction? Because we got belts. Oh, belts on 1. Iron plates on 2. That's why I made this. I forgot. Belts on 1, iron plates on 2, and then just by happenstance, green circuits are already on 3, going into car 3. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and rename these stations now that we're going to be using it again. So we're going to say green circuit. This one down here is drop off. And then we're going to just say green circuits. And then this one up here is green circuit. Circuit pickup. Cool. All right. Awesome. So now we got green circuit stations named correctly, so that'll make it a little easier for me to design the schedule. Train schedule. That's what they're called, right? I don't know. Anyway, so we're good there. There's no track yet, so we've got a hot minute. But really, what I needed to know was that it's gonna be belts, iron plates, green circuits. That's the key thing here. So green circuits are down here on 3. So those can kind of just go straight over and go into these. We'll just have those go into the outside belts, just because I think that'd be easiest. And then how do I want to do that? I kind of feel like I want to just do a half, just because there's sort of no reason not to. So I kind of feel like I just want to take something like this. Like that. Out. Because I kind of feel like it'd be a waste. Like half of my filler would kind of get wasted, sort of. I guess not. They can pull from both sides of the belt, can't they? So that's probably just silly. All right. So nope. Interesting choice there, game. Interesting choice. So those are just gonna go, but these have to be mixed together. So we're gonna have to do our little dance of somehow figuring out how to do this, but then I guess we'll just pick a side here and go underneath, and then like so. Easy enough, I suppose. What? Oh. Easy enough. Okay, cool. So that should be half belts, half iron plates, half belts, half iron plates. And then, oh boy, so many of those. But let's just do what we can. So first I'm gonna send this belt sort of this direction. Let's get that to line up just a little bit better. And then, so I'll just send that straight into that. And then that's just gonna have to split at some point there. And I'm out of belts? Oh boy. Thought I'd grabbed a billion belts. And I probably did, but it takes a billion belts to just put in these like balancers and things, so, which I'm not even gonna really use for a hot minute, so probably very silly, but all right, let's go get some belts and we'll see if there's anything else I'll need while I'm there. I tried to load up on quite a bit of things, so I have quite a few tracks, I have quite a few power poles, I've got undergroundies and splitters, again, hopefully for the last time. But yeah, I think we're okay. I think the only thing I really, I suppose I could have just gone to my new belt area, if that's all I needed, but oh well. Belts are here. So we'll grab 800, or 500 rather, look like an 8, and be on our way. The wrong way, debatably. Sweet. All right, that wasn't too painful. Should have grabbed 800 to be honest. Okay, I also grabbed some radars. I want to put a couple of those down. Also I went ahead and, like, you can kind of see some remnants of it here. Get out of here. I don't even know how these got here. Why there's a couple of little ghost things, or why there's, I don't even know how that happened. I didn't tweak any of those. I just shifted these 4 tracks here up a couple of tiles so that this would flow into that. It was quite easy since I moved it up exactly that much. So these 3 rails are actually in the same place as they were before, and effectively what happened was I just moved the one that was used to be down here to up here. So it really didn't actually take that much modification. Didn't take that much construction work, actually. So pretty easy. All right. So let me go ahead and fix this up. All right, so that should be that for this. That should be all that needs. And then we're just dealing with such larger areas now that I'm sort of trying to design these things to fit better, which is great, which is actually smart. It's probably going to mean a lot more belts, but yes, nailed it. You know, it's probably for the best. All right, cool. So that'll do that, and those will be the inner belts, and then all I need to do is run these guys to their respective belts. We'll just do this, and this one can just go straight like that. Eventually, maybe there will be factories here instead of just empty space, but for now, I'm happy to just have the empty space. Look at that. I started with 500 belts just now. And now I have 200. Just used 300 belts just for that. All right. Anyway, but I think that's it. I think that's the belting basically done, except I might throw, as I said, just a couple of cheeky, nope, not you. Oh, well. Just a couple little guys here. The same thing I've done a million times. Just sort of that. Filter this to, this is going to be undergroundies. Honestly, somewhere over here is probably smart considering how often I go through them, but let's just say 2. And that'll be sort of my usual stock, and then this one will just be clear so that we can have a backup, like a, you know, a nice backlog of a ton of them. Just for my own purposes, but we'll do the same thing over here. So we'll say 2. And then, whoops, 2. And these are splitters, so we'll just do the same. 2 stacks. What do they stack to? 50? Who knows? Let's say. Be nice if it said what a stack size was. Obviously, if I have a bunch of them, I can tell, but well done to know. All right, just a little guy right there, and a little guy right there, and we're good to go. All right. Lovely. These are basically ready to turn on. Well, they are on. They're ready to be supplied. So, assuming I belted this all correctly, but I think I did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a train specifically for this purpose. I'm going to need 1 more wagon. Yeah, that's fine. So my sort of rule of thumb, not a hard and fast rule necessarily, but my rule of thumb is I do not put another locomotive until it is a 4-car train. Why does this not feel like it's going to actually work correctly? No, it will. It'll stop there, which means that if I put, you know, like, it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to put signals here, like at the, you know, at this point. And this should allow for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So this will allow for 6 cars to wait here. And then that's essentially going to be it, right? And then I'm not going to put any more signals along this run here until like here, because I want the trains to wait in these bends. I don't want the trains to come up here and wait. I want them to line up in these track sections. So this will be the farthest a train can go before going into the station. It means a little bit of lead time where they actually have to like reaccelerate, drive up this way, re-slow down, all that kind of stuff. You know, maximum efficiency would probably dictate to not do that, but I don't care. Have you guys met me? All right, so I think we're more or less ready to get this thing started. Unfortunately, well, I guess it doesn't matter. This doesn't super matter because I'm not going to be sending trains here yet. So all we really need to worry about is this. I'm going to go ahead and rename this station. This is going to be, well, just for simplicity here, we'll call them unders and splitters, just to keep it short. Unders, splitters, pickup. Nope. Drop off. And then we'll give it a undergroundy and splitter icon. All right. Unders and splitters, drop off. Nailed it. Okay, cool. So this guy is going to go to, let's see if I can find a route that makes some sense. He basically needs to go, so yeah, I think the first place he's going to go is belts and inserters drop off. Nope, pickup. Belts and inserters pickup. Then iron plates pickup. Then green circuit pickup, then coal refuel, and then to under splitters drop off. Okay, cool. So that's his path. He should go up here, make a left, head to belts, turn around, head to iron plates, come over this way, make a little U-turn, grab green circuits, and then go down, stop at coal pit stop, and then come along here. That should be his route, I hope. I might start with the coal refuel. No, actually, we could do coal refuel first, because that would make him stop here instead. And that's a perfectly fine place for him to stop, I assume. So, and then, because I didn't put very much coal in it now, so I'm sure that's plenty to do one run, but just in case. All right, so let's set up the timing for this. We're just going to have him wait at the coal pickup or coal refuel for 10 seconds. Then we're going to have him go to belt and wait for full cargo or 60 seconds. Usual. Just use the usual timings. And then we'll have him go to iron plate pickup. Wait for full cargo. It won't matter because, again, they've got all these other cars. So probably what I'm going to want to also add is an inactivity, just in case they start to get full. And then we'll go do the same thing for green circuits and inactivity as well, just in case. And then we'll go here and we'll say empty cargo or 60 seconds. And that we will just leave like that because we do want it to wait until all the cars are empty or 60 seconds. We don't want it to, I guess we could do inactivity, but yeah, no, we will do inactivity just in case because we might run into a situation in which the chests are full. One of the types of chests is full and the others aren't. And then we don't want to just sit there and do nothing while these two wagons are empty and this one can't do anything. So I guess we can run into that situation. Okay, but before we fire this guy off, I just want to make sure and filter all of these. So these should be belts, so that it can happily go into any station and not freak out about getting the wrong thing or anything like that. I could also, instead of the or 60 seconds thing or anything like that, maybe with the or 60 seconds, but like I could also like shorten these and that would make it stay for less time. But I don't know. These are going to be iron plates. And then these are going to be, what was the last thing? Green circuits. Nailed it. Okay, anyway. All right, we're good to go. Head on out, buddy. You should be ready. I think there's a lack of signaling in this area, but we'll figure that out while he's on his way. Or actually, I kind of like to ride them on their first run, so we won't. Let's go. No, I said coal refuel. All right, so this should stop by and get some coal. You know, just to help kick it along a little bit. You know, nothing too major. Just 10 seconds worth, but that's almost a stack. I'm actually kind of surprised at how much I got in 10 seconds. Then we will head up. Make that guy wait for us. So far, so good on that intersection. So I think the increased number of chain signals is probably the way to go. And I'll probably have to add that into the rest of them as well. So no inserters went into this car. That's the correct thing. Cool, I like that. I like seeing these start to like actually get some work done. All right, how we doing? Boy, 60 seconds is a surprisingly long amount of time while you're just waiting around. So what does 60 seconds give us? Oh, a fair number, to be honest. A fair number. We could... I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna start tweaking the design of any of these things just yet. Before I even know what's up. Like I could again. I was thinking like, oh, I could shorten this and have it only be like whatever. But let's not mess with a good thing until we know it actually needs to be updated, eh? "Quote unquote" good thing. As good as my monstrosities can get. All right, a little bit of iron pickup situation here. Also picks up some coal, so I guess we got that going for us. But I think I'm gonna start taking these down and actually have the coal refuel stops be more dedicated to that purpose, as opposed to these sort of piecemeal little weird things. That'll also clean up the stations a little bit. It'll mean less, messing around with belts trying to go here and there. I'll probably just take this one entirely down so that it'll only be in those, you know, those sort of bespoke spots. And this guy is nice and full with coal now. Lovely. That was a nice surprise. So in a way, it's sort of like, oh, goody. But it kind of means you know, some trains that come here and stop at these stations that have a coal component kind of makes the coal refuel stops a little bit more redundant, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, just thoughts on the future design plans. Whoa. See, that's why I need these new stations, is for that kind of situation. All right, this guy, yep, he's got to do that. I forgot. And then, of course, there's only one place that can go anyhow, but fantastic. That's what I like to see. And I don't know if I'm making enough green circuits, but the whole system was backed up, so clearly I'm not going too crazy. But that's probably mainly because I think this is the only place I need them at the moment. Oh, no, I don't even need them there. Where am I using green circuits? Surely I'm using them somewhere. Am I using them somewhere? Oh. Wait, do I not use them somewhere? Oh, maybe I haven't used them yet. That doesn't seem right. I guess that makes sense why these were not named properly. Oh. Oh. Weird. I guess, yeah. You don't need them for green science. So, you don't need them for red science. And now I'm finally making some of these basic items that I didn't have before. He seems to think he can make it here. So that's good. Nice. All right. Again, not too much signaling happening here, so we might end up in some trouble there in a minute if I don't deal with that. But so far, so good. All right. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Cool. All right, belts look correct. They seem to be feeding. Yes. Okay, I was like, wait, no. Nope. I think they're going the right place. Because I was like, wait, these are going both places? But yes, I do need them both places. So, let's just wait for these to go and see how this goes. And this guy's still just sort of doing, well, there's a prime place for a radar. But he's doing his thing. Everything seems to be going okay. Empty cargo seems to be going to happen first, which is nice. I like to see that. I'm not entirely sure why that would happen. Yeah, but it's pretty close. It's pretty much right at the same time, which is the ideal, I think. And that we basically want those things to happen at the same time. So we got iron plates, belts. Those are all coming in and doing their thing. A little slow, you know, we've got a little bit of gappage happening here in the iron plates, but that makes sense, splitting a belt in half like that. So, not super worried about it. These seem to be working fine. Okay, cool. So we got undergroundies and splitters. Ready to go. Ready for me to just come along and pick some up as needed. Again, I'm filtering this one, or, you know, limiting this one down to 2 stacks, and then I'll come and just pick stuff up out of these sort of inner chests once everything is full eventually. I'll probably need so many of them that might not happen, but for now anyway. All right, cool. So that is functional. And again, this might end up becoming more factory if we end up needing more of these things. That's kind of the idea behind these factory spaces, and I do want them to be big enough to expand on. So, you know, I also went ahead and built this out quite far relative to the actual station, but that's because I wanted to theoretically include this eventually in the sort of, you know, intersection station stop thing. So I sort of pretty roughly, but I think it's about right, laid this out. Actually, nailed it. So you can see that the track for one of these stations will be right on where the track is now, but it meets up with the intersection. So that's why I put the intersection there. So that will eventually, theoretically, be a place where I put a regular station. And then, definitely not big enough to put another station there. But, although, I guess there's nothing really, aside from the fact that it would be a signaling nightmare, I guess there's nothing really stopping me from doing this, is there? Theoretically, they could overlap a little bit. They could cross. I would have to make sure and signal it somehow, but I don't know. It's maybe doable. Or I could do something where it's the right side and comes up to the station, but then the station just goes straight on into this rail, which would mean traffic at the stations, which I hate, but it's potentially doable because, again, these are single use. And so now I'm doing these in a way that separates the drop-off and the pickup into different physical locations as opposed to what I've been doing before, which is putting them right next to each other. So that could cause problems, but we'll see. I don't know. That's a long way off before I'm like thinking about possibly turning this into a normal full station. Because then what would this do? Is that going to be part of it? It probably wouldn't fit. So this will probably just stay maybe forever in this form. So, but I just wanted to, as long as we're building an intersection, there's no real reason why it needs to go right here. It can go right here. Just means the trains will travel a little bit farther. No big deal. And then if I do want to do anything, we're already set up. And then these can be a little bit bigger, and that might actually end up being nice. We'll see. Maybe multiple things can fit in these. Because technically I do have 4 sides. So if I do one input station, one output station, that will mean two separate, like we could think of this as a factory. It's making 2 things at the time, but we can sort of think of that as one factory. And then you could do something, like theoretically, if this was a normal rectangle, we could say like put one here and one here, and then there could be another factory right here, So stuff like that could be totally doable, because now that I've built one of these and can kind of look at the space this takes up, this is, I think, plenty big for your average factory. We could put, we could have these guys, I could put maybe 2 by 3, 4. We could sort of put these as high, like we could put, there could be 8 of these here, 8 of these ones. Oh, not that. 2, 4, 6, 8, something like that. Like if that ever makes sense, if that's ever something that we wanted to do, or we felt we could support with our train network. I appreciate that until we have like significantly faster inserters, significantly faster, production in some ways. I know there's ways to get faster and more efficient mining, so like this is one of our, bottlenecks here is how many iron we can produce. Like so far the iron plates seem to be doing a lot better than they were in the past, but I still think this is probably not as good as it could be, even though I think these chests are all full now. So that did seem to basically help. These are full. Wow. Okay. Never mind. I think we're sort of okay on gears. So yeah. So it looks like, just sort of up in production, upping, this kind of thing, moving to, steel furnaces and stuff is kind of the way to go, and does seem to have a pretty noticeable impact on our throughput and production. You, my sir, need an inactivity condition at that drop-off, clearly. All right. Anyway, so I think it's going to have to do it for this episode. But I'm pretty happy we got this up and running. It seems to be working pretty well. And hopefully this will, again, lead to a mall a little bit later down the line, but hopefully not too much farther. I want to get to that soon-ish. But like, you know, that's not going to be in the next episode or anything. Because I probably do want it to be here. And I'll probably need to do a little biter cleanup, which, if this is any indication, will be a little bit more difficult than I planned. But hopefully the fact that this is, I think, 3 distinct... What are these purple things, I wonder? 3 distinct biter bases, I think. That these hopefully will be a little easier, since I think these are just 1 each. But yeah, so I think I want my mall to be here, and I think I want it to be pretty wide. So like maybe the vertical track will go out to here, and then that will mean, I mean, that's kind of absurdly large and maybe overkill, but you know, I can go in here, I can build things just for myself, and this would be the area that we sort of call quote unquote home, and then this will be the area that I go to anytime I need to pick stuff up instead of over here. And then we can start thinking about getting rid of this altogether, moving away from that, moving away from this power. You know, obviously this is providing power still, so we don't super soon want to do that until we have maybe like something that can take over. But yeah, hopefully pretty soon. But this obviously one of the important steps. We got to start actually making some of these things that would go and supply a mall and make a mall actually worth anything. Ooh, iron plates, you say? All right, iron plates are going quick. Maybe I might. Is it you? Yes, I might have this guy wait for longer. Oh, dang it. And then maybe have this wait for longer as well. So it can get a few more iron plates, because iron plates clearly are the thing that gets used by these recipes most. So if it brings a few more iron plates, that'll be best. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you again, and I hope you have an incredible day. Okay, bye!
Thank you again for watching the video. If you'd like to see more from me, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos go live. I'd also very much love to hear from you down in the comments below.